Here I'm going to use an example diagram to demonstrate lines and arcs selection. This diagram is a Celtic cross in a church window. I selected the lines and arcs technique. As you move along your diagram, you make the appropriate selection, lines or arcs. It's a busy diagram, but it's a good spot to show lines and arcs. Here I'm switching from the line selection to the arc selection. Here I'm starting to digitize the intersection. Again, I always mention, save your work frequently. It's easy to edit. I like this color selection of each trace you do. Here I'm doing the internal straight lines. Showing the inner trace here. Tracing the cross was interesting because I thought I would just trace out half and use the mirror image command to do the other half. It just worked perfect. That mirror image command can be quite a time saver. And just to refresh, that mirror image command is in your edit section. So you go to edit, go to toggle, and then select mirror. This selection could be used on a lot of diagrams to save time. There is one point here. This diagram is complicated in the center. A lot of straight lines touching the frames. So there is going to be node editing to get those cross vectors out, because there's no way you can draw that and have the vectors perfect. You have to go in after the diagram's done and you have to edit those nodes. Once you draw something that overlaps, it's going to cause a cross vector. CNC machines do not like cross vectors. Something like a CO2 laser, it's not a problem. Also, plasma does not like cross vectors. Again, I save my work frequently. I can stop at any time and edit any portion that I'm not happy with and redo it. I was experimenting here with the zoom feature and the move feature. It's not too often I use those features. Lets you have a close-up look of your diagram. So we're ready now to create our final file, and then I'm going to load it in Vectric Aspire 9.5, and we're going to check the vectors, and we're probably going to do a lot of node editing. Any spot there where the lines run into each other, that's going to cause a cross vector. This is the diagram after I cleaned it up, straightened up some of the lines, edited out those cross vectors by node editing. This is how it looks. Here I've selected the vector validation and it checks all the vectors over. We're all set now to create a toolpath.